Alright, welcome back to, I don't know, I guess this would be a review video, because I have already done the unboxing. But if you watched all of my videos today, you will know that I put the unboxing of this happened weeks ago, and the video for it just went up today, and I just made a huge mistake again. So, I got something in the mail yesterday, but I didn't do anything with it because I was playing League yesterday. But my 100 darts came in. And here, let me get a couple others out for comparison. The white one is the darts I got, the blue is the darts my friend bought and he gave me 20, and the green is the Zombie Strike version Elite darts. So compared to the regular Elite darts, the tip, well, it looks like it's just a hair shorter, just a hair shorter. The tip on the new darts is a little bit taller and it doesn't taper as fast as the Zombie Strike darts, which you should be able to see that relatively well. Camera here, screen there. And as far as the off-brand ones my friend bought, they are almost identical. As you can see, the blue one is still just a tad bit longer, but the tips are almost identical, and they do have the holes that all Elite darts have. And I'm not complaining. These darts are good. I've fired them a little bit. Out of these, out of the sling fire, and one of them I shot, it flew straight as an arrow for what I would say was 40 feet. And I fired it from the doorway in the kitchen all the way across the house into the living room, and it smacked the back of the couch, which was actually a pretty impressive thunk. So I'm actually quite pleased with their performance, especially out of the sling fire. The only thing I can say that I sort of regret, or am, I don't know, not super enthused about, I guess I don't really have a problem with it, but there's only one bad thing about these darts in general. I got 100 darts for $5. They glow in the dark. Not like, oh my god, they're so bright, but like, oh hey look, there's a green dart laying on the ground out there. I know where my dart is. But the only issue with these darts at all is, if you can tell how bent that dart is. About 15 to 20, I say, are bent like that. Some are bent more than others, some are basically unnoticeable. But I'm working on straightening them out. I have actually 5 bent darts loaded up in the hammer shot, or Sin's hammer shot, I should say, because that's the only gun where I don't have to prime it to have the darts in. So I figured that one would be good to try and straighten them out. But I'm not complaining. I got 100 darts for $5 and they perform well. You know, and I mean, this box. Let me try and not dump this thing again for the third time. Okay. So let me tilt the camera down. Crap. Yeah, I'm still working on the box. But yeah, I've used this box because I ran out of room in my tin. I had them all in here, but I knew the 100 would be way too much for that, so I ran out of room quickly. And there's only really one last thing to do with these, and that is to put them in a Sentinel and see how they fire. See how they work in the 12-round clips and being fired out of the Sentinel, because the Sentinel has so much more power than the Sling Fire. Another thing that's really making me not complain about the bent darts, other than the fact that these darts were super cheap. They did take a little bit to get here, but that's what you can expect with Wish. Sorry about that. You know, it's still too high. What the heck? Okay, that's kind of what you can expect with Wish. With Wish, they give you basically a month's delivery time because everything's coming from Chinaland. And thank you, Lord Draconio, for giving me that little phrase to use, because I don't know exactly where they come from, whether they come from China, Taiwan, Japan. All I know is they come from overseas on the other side of the world. And they get here within a month. And actually, I didn't even know they were going to get here yesterday when they did, and today's the 16th now. But they came in yesterday kind of under the radar, because usually whenever I order anything from Wish, I tend not to get status updates on it once it lands here in the US. And once it lands here in the US, like I said, no more status updates, so I don't know when it's actually going to get here. I just kind of hope that by around the date that it shows up, that it says it's going to show up, it shows up. And today is indeed the 16th. So they came 2 days after they said the shortest time for them to arrive was. At least I think. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was the 13th or 14th, but it was 1 or 2 days. No problem. No, not a big problem at all. They got here before the 24th, which was the last day of their delivery time. But yeah, okay. Back to another reason I'm not complaining about it. The bent ones, when the really bent ones, when fired, they act kind of strange. Some of them fishtail and kind of like spiral around as they fly forward, and they stay on a relatively straight course. And then other ones will like spin really hard to one side, or just kind of won't go anywhere for whatever purpose, or for whatever reason exactly. But mostly they spiral. And here's another really bent one, which I don't have any more of my tape to fix them like I did with the Busby darts. With the Busby darts that got tore up, I just wrapped tape around it, or if they got bent, I wrapped a layer of the clear tape I had around it, and that held the dart together, because it's like duct tape, but it's clear. It's kind of like packing tape, but it's a lot tougher. It's most people should know Gorilla Glue. It's that brand of like duct tape, basically. And I mean, that stuff is amazing, and the darts fly fine with the tape on them and everything. There's absolutely no issues. So I just ran out, so I can't tape all of them. And here's one that's squished pretty bad. The only other, there's actually only one issue I'm seeing with these at all, and a lot of them have like a little tab on the back side, or on the side, because the hole is right there where my finger is. I doubt you can see it. And then on the side here is a little rough spot, but I can probably get that off relatively easy with just some light sanding. The nail clippers?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work too. It looks like it's glue. These look like they were handmade and not anything else. Another thing is, can I see one of your zombie strike darts? The head of this dart is the tip, the front piece sits into all these darts, and this one only goes to right about where my fingers are. And this one goes in, as you can see, quite a bit further. Thank you. So, where the heck did that dart go? Oh, that's right. That's where it was. Okay. Yeah. So these tips seem to go in quite a bit further, which is really cool. Which means then that I can, that if the tip happens to fly off, it'll be super easy to glue back in place. But that's about all for these. in a while, I'm going to probably try and do some, sorry about that, some range testing and stuff like that with these in the Sentinel, because the Sentinel's the better of the two guns that I have functional right now. And in all honesty, they kind of both outperformed the hammer shot. And it was pretty sad because the sling fire is terrible, and it kind of was outperforming the hammer shot in my last video. But yeah, 100 darts for $5 came in respectively fast for shipping from China land. Yeah, okay. The reason why some of them are bent and everything is actually very explainable. It's probably not the packagers or the manufacturer's problem. It has to do with the mail system, which, in all honesty, the person whatever company sent it should send them out in a box, because that's just smarter. But anyways, they sent in a little weird black bag. Yeah, like the bubble wrap white bags that some things come in. These came in a black version of that, and I think I threw it over into the trash pile. I say pile because, well, the bag kind of got smushed down, and the trash still goes over in that corner, but it's only like boxes and stuff like that. They get boxes and bags that get tossed over there. But yeah, they came in a black pack, and it didn't even seem like 100 darts. Like, I mean, it was really small, and I kind of counted in the thing, and they come in little individual packets of 10, and it was in a set of 10 individual packets of 10. So 10 times 10, anybody that knows basic math should know that is 100. So yeah, that's the only reason they're bent, is because of the mail system sucks. You know, they're not careful. But as you saw, I have my ammo box, you know, which I actually have a project in mind for this box, and then I gotta find a new ammo box for these eventually. But I don't know. I have like no clue what I'll use. And Sin just took that off, and it looks a little bit worse for wear, but it's smoother, and there's nothing on the tip now. But out of the sling fire, I had mostly bent ones and a couple relatively straight ones, and it didn't jam it. Them being bent or anything, the different size didn't jam it. They worked flawlessly. Very pleased with them so far. I can't wait to take them outside and do a range test, see if I can't get some really good ranges out of them in the Sentinel. And then, other than that, it's just going to be a night segment of them glowing for you guys, because they glow pretty well. I'm actually really satisfied with how they glow. Like I said, it's not like a, oh my god, it's so bright. Like my bracelets are really bright when they glow. But that's because they're kind of yellowish glow, not pure white. But like I said, I really like how they glow. Not complaining about them because they were cheap. And I have a box to put them in. But that's going to end this segment. I will cut back into a segment of me outside and ready to fire. But I don't know exactly when I'm going to do that. I got a couple things to do before I do anything else. Got to make a phone call. But I will see you guys in that part of the video. Alright, my camera is on. I'm in my room. I'm staring at my screen again. So that can only mean one thing. Actually, it can mean a lot of things, but today it happens to mean that I got a new Nerf gun. My friend actually bought it for me because I'm going to be babysitting his daughter this Friday and next Monday, because he works and his normal babysitter can't do it for whatever reason. But you know, so without further ado, you actually kind of got a glimpse of it right there. You might be able to recognize it just from that. Some of you won't. I have acquired the NERF N-Strike Elite Strife. No attachments, but I don't care. First thoughts, it comes with a 6 clip. I don't care much how big the clips are. I mean, And as always, you know, with every NERF product, and it's compatible with other NERF products. And even if I could find it. I decided to run away. Well, oh wait, it's in this. And obviously, just like the Sling Fire, it is compatible with the Buzzbee clip. Now, let's put the clip back in. See, I already got the 6 darts loaded up. Came with 6 Elite darts as well. So, initial analysis clip. I don't really care. I'm fine with the short clip. A lot of people actually like the short clip in the Strife, and a lot of people don't. I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 thing, really. I like it because it keeps it compact, and I could make a holster to fit the clip in, because it's, you know, the same, right about on level with the handle. Obviously, as you can tell, my hand is curved out slightly. But if I were to straighten my hand, you know, put it down, curve. See? Okay. So it's a little bit shorter than the handle. So I could make, or somebody can make a thing that has the clip included, you know, room for the clip included. Or you could just take the clip out. It really doesn't add that much space. I mean, that's only an inch of extra space. And, you know, all the locks are still in. Jam door's open, it won't rev. Jam door closed, clip out, it won't rev. And I can't even pull the trigger with the clip out. And, you know, you can't pull the trigger without the rev thing. But, you know, I can actually pull the trigger with the jam door open. So it's the clip that won't let you push the thing down. That's pretty cool. So watch out soon, or eventually, for a mod guide, because I will be removing all mechanical locks, and then when I get ready to rewire it, I will be removing the electrical locks as well. But for now, I'll probably just put probably just, like, you know, like tape over them or something, just get them to where they're closed. And yeah, now on to first impressions, as I was trying to do earlier, but I had decided it was time to go over the features. Without any attachments on it, a relatively small, well, I lie, actually, without any attachments, for just being for being a pistol, it's a relatively large pistol. If I could see your hammer shot for comparison. The hammer shot, actually, hammer shot's almost as big as the Strife. Look at that. Wow, that's actually kind of crazy. The hammer shot handle and the Strife handle are basically lined up, and the hammer shot is almost as long as the Strife. So maybe not really oversized for a pistol from NERF, I guess, but it seems like it to me. Maybe I'm just weird like that. I don't know if it's on other models. I've not seen anybody talk about it, but on mine, you see the little black thing in there? It's something that the dart gets pushed through, and I don't really know exactly what its purpose is. I mean, maybe it's just to, like, grip the dart better or something. And something I noticed is that there's rifling in the barrel. Like, actual rifling. Like, I thought with the Sling Fire, the rifling was straight, and actually it is straight in the Sling Fire. I had to deprime that, and I haven't taken the air restrictor out, so dry firing it is fine. So there's actually rifling in the barrel, which will give the dart a little bit of a spin, and that'll improve ranges and accuracy. So now that we got the size out of the way, the grip is a tad small, and I have relatively small hands. I'm not a large-handed person. I can't palm a basketball, let's put it that way. I don't really have anything to compare it to that, like, most people would recognize. Yeah, I can't palm a basketball, so. But so the grip is a little small for me. I mean, it's nothing bad. It's very comfortable design, but the hammer shot one just feels so much bigger. This one feels like it's a little skinny. That's what I guess that's what it'd be. The handle's a little too skinny, and the curve right here is just bunching up my pinky just a little bit. But the good thing is I don't have to grip it to actually fire. I could just kind of hold it lightly, and just my middle finger is really all that's needed. So, you know, I don't really need to grip it tight to be able to fire it, which is good. So that counteracts itself and makes it a neutral point. I like the fact that there's 2 tack rails. I wish there was another one, like maybe on this side, since there's really nothing there to put something on. Because, you know, your sight goes up here, and then I guess your laser sight would go on the bottom, or one of those underslung pistol things that's would make it be impossible to fire. I'd rather have like the laser sight, or the I would have like over here. What I would like to put would be the counter thing. A bunch of people make them, but they count how many darts you have as you fire them. Like, it counts down as you fire, and everyone I've seen so far is really accurate. But would like another rail on the side, but that's personal preference. Just like the front thing, if I ever put anything on there besides a laser sight, it would probably be a foregrip, or I'll probably just, it does have a barrel attachment, so I'll probably just put the barrel there and then do the foregrip like between the two, and then have the laser sight. You know, I'd have a laser sight on it somewhere, because I'm not going to go with NERFs, not real laser sights. But other than that, the top one kind of useless to me. Maybe something to hold like 6 darts, so you could easily reload this little clip constantly. Did that dart stay? No, okay, darts are on. But yeah, that'd be nice to be able to reload those constantly on the fly. You just drop it out, holster this, and, you can grab the darts right off the top or whatever. Other than that, it's front heavy. I mean, if I just rest my hand, it tries to fall, and if I hold it, if I hold it like that, well, you can't really tell because that's very centered. But the weight, when you're holding the handle, the weight is purely pulling your wrist down. Unlike with the hammer shot, which the weight, it's very lightweight. But that is because of the flywheels, because it is a flywheel blaster, a semi-auto. So can't really complain about that, and I can still one-hand it just fine. It's not too much weight. My friend does own a demolisher, the one that bought me this, and I tried holding that one, and that one was so much heavier in the front end than this. So yeah, I'm overall have absolutely no issues with the Strife. I will be removing the locks, both electronic and mechanical eventually, and I will be overvolting it. Probably not with like a lipo, but probably with like trust fires or something. I'll find a place where I can get them, or maybe even something more powerful if I can get my hands on it. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
What?
I was just talking, kind of, but I was hinting wink to them. And one other thing that I'm going to mention here in my first impressions, because
Oops.
You guys, like me, have probably seen a bunch of Strife mods, and it's so loud. But I believe this is the microphone I'm going to. I'm going to put it next to the microphone, and I'll rev it, and it's still stock. So I'll rev it so you guys can hear it, and I'll watch the video back myself and see if it's loud as well. Yeah, but to me that sounds a lot quieter than it did in all the videos I watched. So, first impression, a lot quieter, a lot nicer. I like the fact that it's quieter than it was in the videos. As for performance goes, 6 shots, nice, quick. It didn't really seem like there was any drop in performance as I continued to fire the other shots. Seems like the revs stayed up relatively nicely, which is a really good thing. So I'm quite pleased with that right now. But eventually, maybe today, I will be taking this outside and doing my range test, which is basically 50 feet, roughly, I want to say. It's probably more like 30 or 40 feet, but it's from my tree in my backyard to the back of the house, and it's roughly, I want to say 50 feet, but I'm not entirely sure. Which, if I do that, you guys might get this in a twofer video, because I still haven't recorded the other darts firing, so you guys might get the other darts being fired out of the other guns and then out of this. So I hope you guys have been with me this long. I kind of rambled a lot, I know. But I lost my train of thought again. But if you guys are here, I hope you continue to watch the second or third part of this video for the firing test of the Strife, as well as the new darts, which I have a way to fix. So I will also be fixing them eventually and showing you the before and after of the bent darts. So I will see you guys in the next segment, or chapter, however you want to look at it. Alright, so I did a little bit of testing, and this should be just about the perfect height for you guys to be able to see me. And I apologize if the quality is going to be lower than the other videos, than the other segments of this video. Probably about the same as the snipe modding quality, because I'm using the exact same camera for that. I am out here on my own today because I don't have a camera helper and Sin isn't feeling great. So I'm out here on my own. I stapled a cardboard box to the tree to give you to where I wouldn't have to hold the camera and everything. So I have my Strife, and as you can tell, probably I have the flip clip loaded. These white darts are my glow-in-the-dark ones, and the other clip is full of nothing but standard blue and orange elite darts, because I have, well, I lied, it's 5 elite darts and then 5 elite darts and 7. Yeah, 7. 5 elite darts and 7 of them. The blue darts that my friend gave me that are also third-party darts, I guess, because they're not Buzzbee and they're not NERF. They're off-brand. So, but they're basically the exact same thing as these orange ones. But I wanted to see how they fired in a a flywheel blaster, because although my arsenal is mostly slingers and probably will stay that way, flywheel blasters are kind of everybody's go-to, and I wanted to see and prove if a flywheel could shoot these things just fine. And I did find the 12 best darts I could out of the light ones, to make sure that they're all going to fly relatively decent. So now I'm going to turn the camera so you're going to get a little blur. I'm going to point it at the back of the house so you can see that instead of me firing, because there's nothing interesting with that, right? Let me make sure I don't get anything of neighbors in there. And you guys might be able to see this, and I don't have a way to slow anything down. I don't know how to do all that, but you might not see these, but I will walk and show you where they are. I kind of don't like this because I can't shoulder it, but I'm going to hold it about even with the camera. And the first clip is out, and honestly I was not at all impressed with those. Now I'm going to try and rapid fire a couple.
I'm going to try and rapid fire a couple, and then I will fire the rest at a slower pace to see if there's any real difference in the performance. That one fishtailed. Okay, so huge difference. Let me turn this back to me. Huge noticeable difference in the rapid fire compared to slow fire. I think that's just because of the batteries. I have Duracells in here. This is still stock. Like I said, I plan on overvolting it later, so that'll be different and better. And then the rapid fire will work a lot better. But now let's set this stuff down, grab the camera, and we're walking along. And we have our first white dart right here, which you guys can, there you go, just barely see. And it is in dead line with the tree, and I don't see any blue darts right around me, so this must be the first one. And then if we walk forward a little more, we have our first blue dart, which this is the one that fishtailed really bad, and I don't know why it did, but we also have two white darts right in line with it, so I don't know, that's back there. Let me zoom back out. It's a good 25-30 feet. Nothing's too impressive. And then the rest of the cluster is mainly here. Kind of got a bunch of darts here. So I mean, I guess this would be 35, between 30-35 feet, maybe 40. I don't know. I'm not super great with distance. Then we have the rest of these to pick up for the ground. Destroy them because it's kind of wet out here because it rained. And then, yeah, a few flew pretty good, but I mean, these things this blaster, in all honesty, guys, it's not doing any better than the sling fire. And we all know my views on the sling fire. Sling fire could have been a lot better. I did get a couple white ones to reach this far, and this one actually seems to have shot through a leaf, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's not super impressive, but it's kind of funny, I guess. And any on the other side of these old stairs? Nope. So yeah, that is it, you guys. I believe I have all 12 darts. Got a few white ones, 2 white ones to reach here, which I would say is about 50 feet, and 1 blue one. So depending on how you do it, you can get them to hit the really far distances, but I'm definitely going to be modding it, definitely going to get it to really throw them down range. And hopefully by then I'll also be able to rapid fire. But I will see you guys later.
Okay,
Soda.
so to
Oh, never mind.
to recap, being as I just came inside from shooting testing, the white darts feed perfectly fine into a flywheel blaster and fly completely on par, if not better, than standard NERF elite darts. Unless they randomly fishtail out of the barrel. But 2 things I want to state about this blaster and this test in general in this entire video. Now that I'm inside, I gotta take all the vents out. Keep my things clean and keep my things neat and keep the darts from bending any more than they already are. So, to recap. Neat little pistol. Definitely gotta overvolt it and mod it, take out all the locks. Except for maybe the rev lock. I like the fact that you have to rev it before you can pull the trigger. I do like that. But that was a joke. Anyways, sorry, my mouth is really bothering me. But brain work. Okay. Rapid fire is essentially impossible right now. With rapid firing, it's barely slinging the darts out of the barrel, and it's brand new out of the box. Like, I literally got it a couple hours ago and barely fired it. So brand new out of the box, barely slinging the darts out of the barrel when you rapid fire. Don't like that. Will be fixed in a mod. And other than that, for the blaster, it's perfectly fine. It's not bad. I need to get a stock for it. I need something up against my shoulder when I'm firing it. I like that feature with the sling fire and the Sentinel. And as far as the darts go, perfectly fine. I think they work great, and I will give you an image of them eventually. If you guys follow, actually, hold on, that one looks like it. Why is that dart, the tip of that dart bent? It's so weird. That is extremely weird. The tip, I don't know if you guys can tell, but yeah, you can. The tip of this dart is totally bent. It's so strange. I wonder why. It must be like a manufacturer error. That might have been the one that fishtailed. Because I mean, that is trippy. Yeah, it's still the same size and everything. It's just bent. Didn't even notice that. Oh well, it's not a problem. One dart out of 100 being totally screwed. It's not bad. I'm not gonna complain.
What?
The tip of that one is bent, which I think this one fishtailed out of the barrel, and it went like 15. It went like basically 20 feet, and that was it.
So is that Wesley's name?
Maybe. At least with the sling fire and Sentinel, it should fly just fine. I could test that. Test it with the sling fire, because the sling fire. Yep. Fired flawlessly. Looked like it was going to go for a distance too.
Where is
So,
it?
in my lap.
Oh.
So what happened? What must have happened is when the flywheels grabbed it, it must have grabbed it weird because of that, and it just threw it off. Really bad. So yeah, I like the darts. Strife is okay. Gonna modify that. I like how snappy that is. That's a very responsive trigger. I like that. But yeah, when you got it going, and you rapid fire it, and it's feeding those darts in, it just the rev time is too long. I mean, you can hear it. If I let it rev up all the way, you guys should be able to hear it. I mean, it's like a 5-second rev time, so I mean, you gotta take 5 seconds between shots. I mean, in all honesty, 1, 2, 3. I mean, to get max distance, if you have to wait 5 seconds to take shots, I can beat you with my slinger. Just saying, my springer, I should say. So that's going to end this. I'm going to put this card into the computer and get this rendering to upload to Dant.